What's going on, guys? It's Jim with Optics Ready, and today we're going to be going over the all-new Canik MC9 Prime. All right, so we'll start off with a little unboxing. So first thing you're gonna notice is it comes in this super nice case, very similar to the TTI Combat, but as you can see, Mete MC9 Prime. So let's get her opened up here. Open it up, you have another nice plaque there, Mete MC9 Prime. Superior in its drive, Canik. They're getting fancier and fancier with these. Obviously you get your little Canik gun toolkit, more back straps, your owner's information, owner's manual, some little ads and whatnot. But so we will get into the meat and potatoes of this now. So this is the gun. It will come in its holster already, which is a very nice inside and outside the waistband holster. Canik is known for their, decent quality holsters. It does the job, it works very well, and it is reversible. So it's totally ambidextrous, and it does come with the paddle, which I will get to later. But here is what you've all been waiting for, the gun. So you'll get it, it'll have this little green tab and this tag on it. We can pop those off quick. And here we are left with the gun. It is a very, very nice feel right off the bat. You have more aggressive stippling on the back strap, the front here, and the sides of the grip. You also get that little bit right there for your thumb, which is also really nice. The big thing with this pistol is the ports up front. So it does have a ported barrel, not just comped, but ported, which is gonna make this gun shoot super flat. It's not gonna feel at all like a carry gun. This is obviously modeled after the MC9L, so you do have the full-size grip. But that combo, full-size grip and comp, is going to make a huge difference in how flat this pistol shoots. We come down here to the next best thing, the trigger. This trigger is very, very nice. It has a flat shoe here. Obviously you have your little trigger safety, you depress that, and then it goes straight back to a 90-degree wall, and you just press and break. Very 1911 feeling, actually, which is surprising on a striker fire gun, but it is one of the most crisp triggers I have personally felt on one. Obviously you have your Optics Ready slide, so anything you want to mount, you're good to go. Other than that, we have 17 round mags, and it does come with 2 of them. And a speed loader, of course. That's kind of par for the course anymore. But yeah, 2 17-round mags. That is punching well above its weight, and at the price point this gun comes in at. I mean, there's not many other guns in this price point, in this size, and this kind of niche of pistol that come with 17-round mags. So that's a huge plus in my book. Then, as I said, we move down here, you do have a paddle for that holster. If you did want to run it, an outside the waistband type rig on a duty belt, what have you, you can. It is a small gun. I know most of you guys are going to concealed carry, but it is nice to have that option, especially for the range. All right, moving on to pretty much everything else it comes with. You have your cleaning brush. Again, all these Caniks are going to come with this little cleaning kit. The brush, it's brass, works well, does what it needs to do. We have our little optic screwdriver here. So you have your Torx bit up top, that's for mounting your optics and taking off your optic cover. And then obviously, like everything else, you have your cleaning rod. Nothing special with the cleaning rod, it's just plastic, does the job, but it is awesome that Canik includes a full cleaning kit with this gun and all of their guns. That is a huge bonus. All right, so as you guys saw in the unboxing portion, I mentioned that this gun has a very, very good trigger on it. So what we are going to do is I'll give you my opinion and my comparison between this and a couple more really popular carry guns in its class, and I'll just give you an idea how this trigger stacks up against those. So we will start off with another Canik. Obviously, this would be more comparable to the MC9L. This is the MC9. Nonetheless, it's going to have the same trigger as the L. So we are going to give this a dry fire and see what we think. So a little bit of play, a little bit of take up. Obviously, you have that trigger safety. Come to a pretty definite wall and a very crisp snap. This is a very, very good trigger, especially on a carry gun like this. This is hard to beat. Now we will come over to the Prime. So obviously this is a really flat face on this trigger, and it does have some texturing on that little trigger safety tab. So like I said, very flat, very wide trigger, feels like a 1911 trigger. So you have that little bit of play there, you have your take up, and then you come to a super, super definite wall. It's a very smooth take up, definite wall, and then just pressure. I will say it's a lot crisper and it is a lot less creep than that one. Not that the regular MC9 trigger is bad and it has a lot of creep, but this just feels, it has that sort of candy cane break, as they say, that you're looking for in like a high-end trigger. So one more time and we'll reset it, see what we think. And the reset is very, very springy, very fast. You could get this gun shooting very quickly. So comparing between the two of those, I would say this is hard to beat. This is a really good trigger. This honestly blows it out of the water, which is saying a lot. So the next gun we have for comparison is a Glock 43X. Now this one is a little bit better than your typical Glock trigger. The Gen 5s have come a long way, but it's still a Glock trigger. So we'll do the same thing. We'll give it a dry fire and I'll try the Prime right after it. So obviously you have your Glock safe action trigger. You have that take up, kind of a mushy take up, typical of Glock. A little bit of creep and then snap, just like that. As you can see, there's not as much creep as I was anticipating even. On a Glock, you typically have a really mushy wall here, and it really doesn't feel that bad. It's just a very crisp snap. I mean, for a stock Glock trigger, that's very good, but I will say it's not gonna compare to the Canik trigger. Let's, one more time, we'll get a reset. Again, not bad. It's really not that bad of a trigger on the Glock, but we're gonna try this one more time. So, as I said, that little bit, it's very flat. You have that little bit of movement in the trigger safety itself. You come down, you got maybe half an inch of play, and then just candy cane break, like I said. Get the reset. It's night and day. I will say this is probably the best trigger you are going to find on a carry gun right now. I know that's saying a lot, but it is. I'm very impressed with that trigger. All right, guys, that is going to do it for the overview video on the all-new Canik Mete MC9 Prime. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for supporting us here at Optics Ready.